Day viewers, my name is Tonole Mungopa, your host for Careers Bistro, and today I am joined by Mr. Phillepus Uusiku, the new financial journalist for MarketWatch. Welcome to the studio, Philip.
Thank you for having me.
Well, viewers, it's a Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for another episode of Careers Bistro, your show where we discuss the high flyers in the corporate world. So, Philip, as I mentioned, you are the new financial journalist for MarketWatch. Please tell us what inspired you to apply for this position.
Thank you. I've always been passionate about writing. When I was doing my first degree, I've always been writing articles to various newspapers. And when I saw the advert, I was like, why not? And that's how I ended up at NMH.
Okay. So please tell us more about yourself, Philip. You mentioned that in your first degree, so maybe tell us, like, what did you study? In what areas are you qualified in? What do you do outside the workplace?
Right. I'm a Bachelor of Economics holder from the University of Namibia. I graduated in 2018, and after graduating in 2018, I then enrolled immediately for my master's degree at the very same university, of which I'm currently a final year.
Yeah.
At master's level, I have specialized in public sector economics, which is government finances, how they spend their finances, and I also specialized in monetary economics.
Yeah.
Which was facilitated by the Africa Economic Research Consortium in Nairobi, Kenya. The experience was really instrumental in sharpening my research, presentation, and analytical skills.
Okay. So as I also asked that, what do you do besides, like, outside the workplace? But before you answer that, please tell us, what does your typical day look like on average when you are a financial journalist at MarketWatch?
On a normal day, really, it's the working environment is very conducive to learn on the job and also to apply my creativity to help the organization achieve its goal. But it can get hectic at sometimes because the company operates in a service delivery industry, and you really need to be on top of your game to ensure that you deliver on time. And if I'm not at work, I'm a student, and school, work, that's my life. That's
basically your life.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to study economics? Because I am a journalist by profession, and I studied communication, and I had a core module in my first year, and I hated it. I'm not even going to lie, I hated and it wasn't even like in-depth economics. So I'm always amazed when I meet people like you you're even doing your master's in economics. So what inspired you to opt for that route?
In high school, I was introduced to economics by a gentleman called Shikenga Heita, and he really made me fall in love with the subject. Just right after completing grade 12, my brother studied economics as well, Phillepus Uusiku, who is now the market research manager for FNB Namibia. So that was when I finished grade 12, that was when his career was kicking off, and he was really inspiring me. So I was like, why not? Why not? And I blended in very well, and I'm really glad that I'm succeeding.
Okay. You mentioned all the positives about your field, but I'm sure that there are some downfalls as well. Could you maybe perhaps give our viewers that what are the disadvantages, not really disadvantages, but some of the ugly side of economics, maybe, if you could put it that way, if there is an ugly side?
And you know, when you fall in love with something, you don't really get to criticize it. But I've never been good with numbers. But economics is really a quantitative field where you really need to apply your numerical skills should really be on point, as well as your analytical skills. But over the years, having gone through the necessary training, I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay. Due to the corona outbreak, the South African Central Bank has, I'm not sure those details exactly, so maybe you can please tell our viewers more about that and how this changes the financial or economic sector of our country, and or if we have any direct impact on that situation. All
right. Yesterday, the Central Bank of South Africa announced that they've reduced their repo rate.
Yes.
So obviously, we as a small economy, we are part of the Common Monetary Union, and obviously, whatever we do, it is based on what South Africa is doing. So it is expected that the Central Bank of Namibia will also follow suit to increase the repo rate probably next month, and beginning of this month, I think they already reduced it by 25 basis points. So what it really means that with
in layman's terms, yes.
Obviously, the central commercial banks borrow from the central bank, and we consumers borrow from the commercial banks. So if commercial banks make it cheaper, if the central banks makes it cheaper for the commercial banks to borrow, it means it will also be cheaper for us for the consumers to borrow, and it is a way of helping stimulate the economy because of this whole corona outbreak, because a lot of economic activities are at standstill.
Thank you so much for that insightful interview, Mr. Uusiku. Hopefully you will be back on the same seat, maybe for another position, and would love to hear more about you.
Thank you very much.
So you had that from the man himself, Mr. Phillepus Uusiku, our new appointment for this week in our Careers edition. So make sure to grab your copy this Friday, today, in the Namibian Sun, the Republican, and the Algemene Zeitung. So that's it from today. My name once again is Tonole Mungoba, joined by Mr. Phillepus Uusiku. I will see you all next week.